Yes guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to the George Benson football channel. I mean, I don't think I've had a grin this big on any video that we've made this season because that was just like, oh my goodness me. Chelsea 3, Manchester United 1, FA Cup semi-final. We set it up on the 1st of August 2020 against London rivals Arsenal. A chance of redemption. What an incredible win that was for Chelsea. Like, let's not exaggerate anything. Let's keep it real. But like, I mean, it was so flipping good. And I'm excited to bring you this video today. 6 things that we learned. A series we do here on the George Benson football channel after every single game. And this one, it was the best performance of the season, in my opinion. And if you're not yet subscribed to this YouTube channel, I'd like to ask you to hit the subscribe button so that we can enjoy what is going to be an incredible journey following this football club over the next few years. I've been saying it all season. The reason I made this channel was because Chelsea Football Club is the love of my life. I say to anyone who I meet, like, there's Chelsea in football and then there's everything else. That's just the way my life is. So I have a funny feeling, and I've been saying this for a while, that we're building something special. And I know that, like, rival fans can look at it and be like, you just won an FA Cup semi-final. It's not the Champions League. Come on. It's special. Like, these young players, like, it was a dream. It was like, can we see this Chelsea team lift an FA Cup with our best ever player as the manager? Yes, we can. We are 1 game away, and it's against Arsenal. And I'm just so excited for it. I cannot wait. In this video, we have got 1 blue box, and we've got 5 greens. Some people say, like, in this series, it's boring if you just say good things. But it was just so good yesterday. Apart from, you know, Hudson-Odoi tripping up Anthony Martial. Even that, like, the way that Callum came out and was frustrated with himself for making 1 mistake. I love that on social media. Callum Hudson-Odoi was saying about, like, it was a stupid trip in the box and all this stuff, but the game was already won. Chelsea, even though we did concede that goal, United could have rallied up a bit more. There wasn't really anything because Chelsea was so good in every single department, but less away from the emotional side of things. Let's focus on the blue box. And I think this guy, in terms of the way his season has been generally, he deserves a blue box in general. And it is Mason Mount that I want to talk about today. He scored the 2nd goal, which, again, like, David De Gea should do better, but it is what it is. Mason Mount, driving forwards, hits the ball low and hard. David De Gea can't keep it out. Chelsea go 2-0 up, and it was from that moment that I knew we were going to win the game. I had a feeling that if we didn't concede a goal in the first half, then Chelsea would go on to win this cup semi-final. And the way that the game played out, the way that Mason Mount carried the ball, it is an element of his game that does need to improve, is what he does with it finally in the final third. But yesterday, he let go from outside the box, he got the goal. And the thing with Mason is he's not just good when he's off the ball. This season we've spoken about Mason Mount being key to Frank Lampard's pressing system here at Chelsea. But when he is on the ball, he's incredibly intelligent. And what we're seeing from him now is a little turn of pace. There were times in the first half where he was trying to take players on and he managed to do so to get crosses in, to get passes in on the edge of the area. And I think that what we saw was a coming-of-age performance from Mason Mount. We've seen very good performances from him all season. There's been little patches where, you know, like, we see maybe a bit of inexperience. But what we saw yesterday against a very good Manchester United team was Mason Mount dominating the midfield for Chelsea, and I thought he was brilliant. And we move into box number 2. And I mean, like, Olivier Giroud, I don't think I've ever given him enough credit for what he's done since he signed from Arsenal. Like, people were looking at it as if to say, like, what was the point in signing Olivier Giroud? My goodness, this man is an elite striker. There's a reason why Olivier Giroud was such a key figure when France won the World Cup, the biggest and best trophy you can win in football. Olivier Giroud was a key member of that France team, and the way that Olivier Giroud plays, he enables his teammates to be even better than they normally would be because he complements people off the ball and on the ball so well. I've always said that in terms of having the best heel and the best flick in football with those deft touches, Olivier Giroud, I don't think there's anyone in the world actually better than him in that department. He got that goal yesterday. It was a brilliant cross from Azpilicueta, who he doesn't have a green box on the screen today, and you'll see who else I've put in a moment, and I think I can vindicate those decisions, as Azpilicueta was absolutely excellent again. But focusing on Olivier Giroud, his movement, his attitude, and the way that he has all season kept giving it absolutely everything. When he's given the nod, yes, sometimes he can be a bit frustrating because he's a bit slow. But I think what we saw in the early games that we saw Olivier Giroud under Frank Lampard, Chelsea's still trying to figure out how to best utilise the qualities of individual players, such as Olivier Giroud. We weren't really playing to his strengths, whereas now that he's starting every game for Chelsea, yes, like some people are giving Tammy some stick because like he was the main man, now he's not the main man, he's not signing a new contract. I think it's sometimes just good to look at what Tammy's got, and he's a young player, he's scored a lot of goals this season, and he's playing in the same squad as a striker who's been there, done it all, won things for Chelsea, won things for France, and has always been a goal scorer. And I think Olivier Giroud, in terms of not just credit from me, but credit from everybody, he probably doesn't get enough credit as to how elite he really is as a striker. So Olivier Giroud is box number 2. Box number 3 for me is Mateo Kovacic. The Croatian came off with a few minutes to go, and you could hear from the commentary how everyone pre-match is talking Pogba, we're talking Bruno Fernandes. And I was here in my match preview, and I know I did all right with calling the formations. The personnel was a little bit different, but I kind of knew that Frank was going to go with 3 at the back today just because I flipping watch football all the time. But Mateo Kovacic was so key. He was the maestro in that Chelsea midfield. The way that he wins back the ball, the way that he carries the ball. I said it in the pre-match preview when I realised that N'Golo Kante wasn't in the team. I was worried. I was like, who's going to defuse that Fernandes bomb? Kovacic was absolutely brilliant again. And I think there's been games since the restart, and you can't blame anybody for this because no one expected football to be this way. There's been times where Kovacic did look a little bit off the pace. He was kind of sinking back into what I like to call the mundane form that we saw for him last season. He was still good, but there were some games where it was like he was just a passing player in terms of the way that the game flowed. Mateo Kovacic is absolutely key in the way that Chelsea transition from defence into attack, and he brings an element of class, Mateo Kovacic. When he does have the ball, he's so professional, and I think that he's always looking to progress the ball forwards as much as he can. And again, I thought yesterday he was absolutely fantastic. So box number 4, I've given this man a lot of praise this season, and at times I think that maybe I was getting a bit too invested in the hype, and then I saw some defensive frailties for a right back or a right wing back that we don't necessarily want to see. Reece James, boy oh boy, again, it was this United team, we've given them a lot of credit for deserved credit. They've been very good since January and since the Premier League restart. We talk Wan-Bissaka, we talk about how good he is and how difficult it is for wingers and strikers to get past him. Reece James yesterday, I'm looking at him take that shot against De Gea and I'm thinking, my goodness, this man is a player. When he goes forward, I know that he's looking for the striker. He's looking for those crosses into the box. And the way that he delivers the ball is incredible. It's almost David Beckham-esque at times from Reece James. And he has not necessarily been as consistent defensively when he's given minutes recently. But I just knew in my preview yesterday that if we can have Azpilicueta in that right centre-back role, getting forward as much as he can in central areas, with Reece James on the wing, giving him permission to attack Brandon Williams on that left-back position for Man United, Reece James was going to cause United some problems. And I thought the way that Reece held his position, the way he held his shape, he levelled up yesterday, in my opinion. I've been questioning his defensive attributes recently. He answered absolutely every single one of them for me yesterday. I thought Reece James was one of our best defenders. Obviously, Rudiger got a goal, but Reece James, got to give credit where credit's due. He is some player for our future. Blimey, I love supporting this club. Box number 5. Again, he just loves Wembley, and I love seeing him at Wembley. Every time we play at Wembley, Marcus Alonso has got to be in my team. Even if he's not playing for Chelsea anymore, we just call him up and be like, Marcus, mate, you want a free ticket? Come and sit in the stadium for us. He loves it. Marcus Alonso yesterday, again, up against Aaron Wan-Bissaka. I think the main reason, and I will just stick box number 6 on the screen right now as well. When you play with 3 centre-backs and you have wing-backs in either a 3-5-2, 3-4-3, in the transitions it all changes up a little bit. Marcus Alonso is a wizard in these kind of games. We know that he's not necessarily going to be able to get back, but Chelsea had pace in the midfield, they had pace in the defence yesterday as well, with players that were able to cover for Marcos Alonso, because he does offer such a good attacking threat going forwards. And again, like, the whole team were fantastic yesterday for Chelsea, even big man Willy Caballero in goal. It was a wonderful, wonderful team performance. And it's something that, again, I think recently, when we haven't looked so good, there have been questions about naivety within the Chelsea team because we're so young. And with Frank being such a young manager, we can always just easily turn to this line of inexperience, or these players aren't good enough yet and they're overhyped, and all of these like buzzwords that are surrounding the football community, particularly on social media. What we saw yesterday overall from Chelsea is that, well, we know that the three centre-back formation is something that works very well with Frank Lampard's tactics playing against good teams. But the second thing that we saw yesterday, and this is why I'm so flipping happy today, and if we can go for 15,000 likes on this video today, I'll be even flipping happier, which I don't even know if that's possible at this point. I've even got a flipping, oh, it's out, cold brew coffee as well. Like, what more can you want in life? But what I'll say about yesterday, to round up this 6 things we learned video, is the passion and hunger from those players yesterday was exemplary. If Chelsea are going to be bringing in and spending a lot of money this summer on world-class talents or players for the future to improve this team, all I care about is seeing that kind of spirit. That was Chelsea yesterday. That was, when I think back to games we played at Wembley, that 5-1 against Spurs, some other wonderful finals that we've won in this competition over the years. That was special yesterday. And for me, the affiliation and connection that I have with our club right now, it's never been higher. And even if I am the other side of the world, I feel connected with you lot, and I feel like I'm connected with the club more through you guys. And when I see the players giving that energy, fighting for every ball, going forward, going back, when I see that, like, it's just a recipe for brilliance in everything. Like, I don't know how to say this. Like, I'm getting emotional now in a flipping 6 things we learned video on YouTube talking about a semi-final win. But I'm going to wrap it up here. Let me know what the 6 things that you learnt were in the comments down below. Chelsea go to Wembley again, August the 1st. And now we've got into this final. Let's just go and flip and get that top 4 now. Liverpool away, Wolves at home. Momentum is on our side. This is Chelsea. And hopefully we can get over the line. I love you guys. Subscribe if you're new. See you all later. Bye-bye.